Thank you for joining my video. I haven't done a lot of videos lately. Um, Busy with other things, plus pretty kind of a pretty upset for the fact of YouTube's new policy. Um, but the bad actors, how they promote it was a pretty bad deal. But I want to really try to do videos that help me but also help other people. I'm not here to try to make a lot of money. I knew that wasn't the I didn't come in here like trying to like I want $1 million and like no, I didn't really care for that. And I really wanted to get more people for the fact to help you and help everyone to be more self-sufficient, more financially independent, and that's what I and or just to help people individually with their needs and their wants. Um, so I'm just gonna try to do my best to do videos when I can. Besides all of that, like I mentioned, is I want to help you guys help however I can, but to be real and not to be fake. Um, and I feel that YouTube assumes that I'm considered a bad actor because I don't meet the requirements and whatever. And I'm not going to give up on doing my videos. I'm not going to be consistent because I have other work that I'm doing. So I'm just going to be real and I'm going to be who I am. I have never been an actor. I'm not the greatest on camera, but I'm going to do my best on what I've learned while I'm going through my life at the moment. So, what I just want to mention is I have always had a lot of bank accounts. I've always been shifting through bank accounts. I started with Wells Fargo. I dropped them a few years ago because they're giving me fees, and I went with a credit union, and I still have them. Still pretty pleased. They're in Montana. I'm in California, but I can always do the mobile app, and I have a bank account for my business and a checking and a savings. And so I transfer money around like no, a lot for different reasons. And so recently, this past week, I opened a Capital One account, just for money on the side. I just get randomly. Um, and Capital One, it's mainly an online bank. They do have some order. They do have some ATMs where it's not theirs, but you can go in there and deposit money. And I just opened a savings account because I just want to save money, and I can do it electronically on my different accounts. So, but I noticed on Capital One they had balancing a budget 10 tips for earning. And I thought it was basic, it's simple, and a lot of banks don't do this. They don't talk about what you should avoid, what should you do with your money. So I just want to review those 10 tips, and hopefully you hopefully you find something that helps you from these 10 tips. So one, they mentioned know all places your money comes from: jobs, gifts, and allowances. You got to figure out, this is what I'm getting and this is how much I'm coming in from this job and from this and that. You can't just say, well, I got $25. Somebody, you can't just be like, oh, okay, thank you very much for your gift. You count that money, write it down somewhere, figure out this is how much I've got this month. I got for 2 jobs, I earned about $1,000, 500 for this job, 500 for that job, and then uh, Johnny Sue gave me a gift card for $50. So you're at $350, and so then you can, if your jobs are consistently, or you get gifts once in a while, you can kind of imitate how much money you're gonna get for the next month, and then that can help you with your budget. Number two, aim for a career that taps into your interests, skills, and education. Um, that's really important. Um, what do you like? What do you like to do? Um, for example, I went to a career fair yesterday, and this is kind of like there was like not a lot of companies, and I really don't go for the career fair type. I find jobs by just networking or just by word of mouth. I think that's the best way to do it. And for me, that's always been the case, and I've been blessed by that. And I was kind of interested in this call center job because it fit my schedule. When I looked into it, I was like, no, I can't, I just don't want to get people into timeshare contracts. And it just didn't feel right to me. It didn't feel honest. And then somebody messaged me a job that it felt like it was a better fit for me, and I feel like I can advance not as a career with them, but I can advance my skills and my knowledge, and the knowledge that I have, and I can help them. I have skills that I felt they fit really, really perfect for that job. Okay, number three is really important. Um, Avoid get rich quick schemes. Uh, Social media, Facebook, Instagram, I'll come back. Let's take a step back. Quick rich quick schemes, they're out there. There are a bunch of them. The word schemes, they doesn't say scams. There are schemes out there that promotes you will get rich quick, and they'll say, you're not. This is not a quick rich quick schemes, but it truly is. Are they scams? No, they're not scams. Do they work? Yes, they do work. But you have to work it really well. You have to work really, really, really hard. So that's the thing that they're not really mentioning, the real truth. They'll give you they'll hand you a platter in word form, hand you this platter of fruit, and they say you can earn this, and give you the high hopes. Basically MLMs, you can think of all of them, and they promote. They're not really. The sad thing about them is that they use people's emotions, and it takes a long time to get to the top. A long time. And honestly, truth, if you want to have a good life and a good simple life, just get a job, a simple job. Keep your expenses low. You don't need that expensive house. Later down the road, save for it. When you have the money, buy it, Don't worry about it. And then I remember doing one. It was a credit card thing, and you would try to get business owners to get transactions, but it was too hard. Um, and no one really called back. So it's like, why don't you just do that hard work on your job, and you're actually going to get money. Save that money, keep a low budget, and save it, and then invest it. And if you're consistent with that, you're going to earn more. That's the true quick rich. You're going to get richer by saving money and keeping a budget and keeping your expenses low. Number four, focus on your education. The more education you get, the more opportunities you have to earn. So I just want to clarify with this is when I see the word education in the past, I thought college, thought university. No, You call education is by learning, by knowledge, by reading books, by doing things. Don't just you don't need to go you don't always need to go to college to get a degree to get a better paying job. Some yes and some no. But what education is, if you look up the word education in the dictionary or online, the the definition, let's read the definition. It's not education's not going to say school. Okay. So here I just typed in typed in education. And that's what it comes up. Education is the process of facilitating learning or of knowledge, skills, values, beliefs, and habits. So you can go to the library every day, and if you are setting your schedule to learn each day step by step, that's the same process of going to school. It's not saying education is going to a building, or I mean a college, and get a degree. Yes, that is still education, but education is the learning, it is the process. And as individuals, you must do it yourselves, not do it for a company, aka a college. In some ways, that helps. Some ways you do. There's some programs that will help you to help you in some programs, you know, but you can find other ways to actually learn by going to clinics, by going to workshops, free workshops. A lot of uh, churches have workshops for free that you can learn and do, or health centers like insurance companies will offer free classes that you can do as being a member of that insurance company, I mean, your health provider. So there's different types of training and education out there. You gotta look, and there is free education. And no, I forget the thought of, well, free is not worth it. Free, what you get is what you pay for is what you get. Take that out. I mean, you're paying for insurance companies. You're yeah, you're paying. Yes, you are paying a monthly fee. So why not take all those benefits as you can? I would. And then churches, you all pay, if you are a Christian, majority of Christians do pay a tithe to keep that church running, donations. So use the services for free. I mean, that's the whole purpose. So let's go back. I think we were on. And then after you take those opportunities, you're going to have more opportunities to earn. Okay, number 5, ask a former boss, coworker, or mentor to give you a positive job reference. So, yeah, it doesn't hurt, to ask your boss, hey, can I get a reference for a job? I'm not really too much into number 5, so I'm gonna skip that one. If you do have thoughts on that one, please remind me. Please give me some thoughts. And it was ask a former boss, coworker, or mentor to give you a positive job reference. Oh, okay. Yeah, just like a reference on your resume. That looks good. I mean, I had a boss that told me, hey, you need to get a resume from the managers, from me, from anyone, and it'll help you on your resume. But the funny thing is, the job that I just got, I asked the manager that hired me, I was like, hey, did you call any of my references? And for the fact that I want to make sure to update my references. If something happened, you don't always talk to them. And she's like, no, I didn't need to because I already had to. I had already had 2 references that weren't on there. So she knew somebody that I knew from high school. So that worked out good. but it will help you to have references on a resume. Um, because for the fact is that when that person that is going to hire you gets a call and calls you references and they feel good about you, that gives them a positive, you know, feedback. Number 6, be thorough when filling out a job application. Don't fill fill out everything possible, no matter if it doesn't apply to you. Fill it out. Put in NA, because if you fill in like a couple things, they're just be like, well, there's not a lot of information here. I'm gonna push this aside, and they'll just skip. They'll employers, when they're looking at resumes, they will just skip some applications. They see one thing, they only look for certain things on their minds, and they'll pick out 5 or 4 out of like 50 or whatever, how much they have, and they'll take out the best ones. So, number 7, get to know the people you work with. Teamwork is an important part of working well. I think I can agree with that. And you can make a lot of good networking with working people that you do. Talk with the coworkers while you're working with them. When I was doing a temp agency job, I would talk to people, see if I can, maybe what's their, because it's all those jobs are just temp. All those workers are just temps. They're only there for a short amount of time for who knows reasons. Maybe they had a job offer and they're just waiting till they can work, or they have a life thing, and then maybe you can maybe help them with something, or they know a job that's hiring, or just talk with people, or there's a better job. For example, when I was in Utah, I got a job, cleaning a lady's 5 horses stalls and feeding them, and then there's 3 girls that was helping too, she hired, which I thought was ridiculous. But they mentioned, the one girl's like, hey, I'm working for this lady that owns a chicken ranch. She pays more, and she gives you more hours. And I was like, okay, that's better than this place. So that also helps too. And then I worked with her at the same job. Number 8, learn more about important employment forms such as the W-4, the W-2, and the I-9. So with this new job offer, I think, was it the W-4 I just filled out? Let me double check. So the W-4 is, these are all from the IRS, I believe. So the W-4 is, your federal income tax. I have to get an image to remind myself. Yeah, so in the past, because I moved around a lot, and a lot of jobs I did were just short-time jobs, I exempt. I was like looking into this, and it's like I need to actually look into this, because the job that I just got is going to be a long-term job for me. So I want to make sure that I fill this out correctly, for the fact that I can have more money coming back, and I can have more deductions when taxes come. Like past few years, I've been getting a refund because of school and everything. But now I'm going to be making more hours, working more, and I was like, I'm going to get taxed when next tax season comes. So I want to make sure I filled this out correctly. So fill those out, and most of the time in the past I would just write, I was exempted, but now I felt like, I don't want to be exempt now, because the next year when next tax season comes, I'm gonna have more money, and it's going to be taxed, so I want to make sure I'm taxed as low as possible. So don't write down exempt. Okay, and then it's just like the same concept with your job resume. You want to fill out everything, but also correctly. Number 9, do your best work when you earn money. That is, in my business as a farrier and a horseshoer, I try to do my best work as that I can, because that's my marketing for me. If I do a great work and the client likes it, they are going to talk to their friends and their family, saying, "Oh, he did a great job," and they're like, "Oh, can I get his number?" Or they will say the opposite, say he did a horrible job and I don't recommend him. So there's two things of the boat here. You're gonna get a bad name or you're gonna get a good name, and people are gonna exchange their numbers. In my industry, that's what they do, and that's the best way to market is when you do your best work, and and that includes if you have a job and your boss feels, well, he does a great job, I'm gonna give him a raise, without you really asking. That does happen. Number 10, talk to your family about earning money. I think this is key. Not family, but also friends. Different ways to do it. Because for me, lately, I'm doing a lot of, with my business, it's part time. And I was like, man, I need something else coming in to keep myself busy, but also earning something coming in. So what I would do is I would try to earn. My dad does eBay. He's like, why don't you just try to do eBay for a bit? And I'm pretty good on finding free stuff, and so I can find free stuff and I can put it on eBay and make a buck off of something. The buyer pays the shipping and I don't have to pay for that. I made a buck for something that was off for free. Um, but the point back to 10 is that I talked to my dad about it, talked to my mom about it, and or talked about them about my business, how I can improve my business. It's all about, if you talk to your family and friends about your business or your work and how work's going, they can help you keep going, because sometimes you might just want to quit, and but they're like, no, just keep in there. You know, if you work more, you'll earn more, and you know, if you're not working, you can't go do things you want to do. So those are the top 10 earnings, top tips for earning this from Capital One. I thought that was really nice of them putting that down here. So I hope this video works for you guys. Hopefully I helped you in some way, and that's all I'm trying to do, is to help other people to get other ideas, and basically promote, you know, you're not the only one out there. I'm trying to do my best to save as much money as I can get for the future, for my savings, for my retirement, and for vacations I want to take, and also one day have my own place where I can feel, hey, this is me. This is who I am. I'm secured. I have a place to live over my head. I hope that you guys enjoy this video. Please like and subscribe.